Hi friends, how are you? Today I will talk about two very commonly used function in Excel, Microsoft Excel. That's one is if function, another one is and function, and what you can get from combining these two functions. So let's just get started. Here is the data that I have made for telling more about these functions. So here is the name of the people. Here is the area in which they are working. These are the quantity they have sold in a year. This is the leave they have taken in a year. And now here is it's something that I have just written for your information, but basically I wish to know whether they are eligible for incentive or not. And the condition is that they must have sold more than 2000 quantity in a year. So I will use if function to know whether this particular person, that's Jack or Mac, is eligible for incentive in this year or not. And I will tell more about and function, that's without if, without combining if with and, how this function work. And if I combine this and function with if function, then what we can get. So let's get started. So here is sales greater than 2000, so right. So we will start writing this function if bracket start and end. We need to check whether this particular quantity is greater than 2000 or not. Alright, so we will simply put greater than logic test and we'll write 2000, and here is the comma. By putting comma it say value if true. So what basically this function is asking, that if this logic that you have just put, that's in my case C5 is greater than 2000, so what this function should return. So I'm just saying that if this is greater than 2000, so simply you return me yes, because I'm putting a text, so I will need to use these two semicolons so that Excel can recognize this in formula. And second thing, again I have written this condition that if this is true, what should be done, and I'm putting another comma. Now it's saying value is false. So what Excel, what this function will do if this criteria, that's logical test, is not getting met. So I will say that give me no if this condition is not met. I will simply put enter and it's saying no. It means okay, let me put n in caps and here also put y in caps, right? So no. Great, it's working. So what it is saying, that if C5, in my case its quantity sold, is greater than 2000, then value if true, that's yes. Otherwise no. Simply we will copy and paste this formula to our desired area to get the result. So I can see clearly that only two people, that's Mac from UK and Dorsey in France, are eligible for incentive because they have sold more than 2000 quantity. Now let's talk about end function. What exactly is this end function? So in basically, if we don't combine this end function with if function, so in simple or in general term, this end function only test two conditions, and if they both conditions are satisfied, then it will give you result as true, otherwise it will give you false. For example, I am just using this in front of you only. Let's say I am just giving this, I will start writing this function to understand how this function work. And bracket start, and let's go here. I'm saying that this quantity, if this quantity is greater than 5000, that I know it's not true. And once I have put this comma, it's asking for next logic. So as I have told you earlier, AND is basically combining two or more logics. So another logic, I am saying that this lives in a year is greater than 10, right? So what I am saying, and I will simply end the bracket here and will insert enter. So it's saying false. What does it mean? What does it mean? It means it's saying that quantity sold is greater than 5,000 and D5 is greater than 10. Greater than 10. So one condition that's this live in a year is true, but this one is not true because this is not greater than 5,000, so it's saying false. If both these conditions will met, it will give you result as true. For example, here I'm changing in my formula. I'm just changing it to, let's say I have written here 5,000. I will simply write it 800, so that I know that the both these two conditions are true. For example, this quantity sold is greater than 800 and this lives in a year is greater than lives in a year is greater than 10. So it now it should give result as true, and it's saying true because this is both the condition that I have specified. It's correct, so it will give true. Otherwise, if any of the condition is not satisfied, it will give you false. Let's copy it and paste it. So here also it's satisfied, here it's not satisfied. Why? Because this is more than 800 that I have. This is the condition, first condition, but this figure that's live in a year is not greater than 10, so it's saying false because one condition is met but not the another one. That's why it's giving you false result. Now the trick here is that most commonly used is what will happen if we combine these two functions, if function and end functions. So for example, I have just written here that whether these employee are eligible for bonus or not, right? So in this case I can see here are two conditions, that the quantity sold by these employees should be greater than 2000 and they must have taken leave less than 10 days in a year. There are two conditions. If both the conditions are met, only then that employee will be eligible for bonus. Otherwise, they will not be eligible for the bonus, right? So we going to see how we can test that whether both the two conditions are met or not, or whether that person is eligible for bonus or not by using these two functions, that's if function and end function, and we will combine this. So let's say how we'll say. First we will start with if function. If, all right, start the bracket, and it's saying logic test, but we have two logics. First, sales should be greater than 2000 and leave should be less than 10 in a year, all right? So for accumulating or for adjusting or for incorporating these two conditions, we will use end function over here, right? Now we can write more than one logic. uh, More than one logic. Why I said more than one logic? Let's go here and check it out. It's simple. If here we can write only one logic, right? But here if we will start with if, sorry, if start the bracket and when logical test we will start with end. Now here it's saying logic 1 logic 2, so we can insert two logics, right? So let's give it a logic. The logic is that these two logics. So first is sales should be greater than 2000, right? So sale is here in my C column, so I will say C5 should be greater than 2000, right? First logic. What is the second logic? And leave should be less than 10 in a year. So this value must be less than 10, all right? And we will just close the bracket. So it's saying that this is the logic test that you have written. If the both conditions are met, what you want me to return? So I am just saying that okay, if both these two conditions are met, you just simply give me yes, simple plain yes. Give me, sorry, wait, yes, okay, no, okay. So I'm just saying that give me yes. If these two conditions are not met, then then give me simply no. No. All right. And now I have written here formula. It's giving some correction error. We will simply put yes. So now it's saying no. It means this person, that's Jack, is not eligible for bonus. Why? Let's check it out. Its sales is neither more than 2000 and its leave is neither less than 10. So this person is not eligible for bonus. So now we have written formula for one person. We can simply copy it and paste it to all the cells where we want the result, and we'll simply put enter and see. We can clearly see that out of 5 only one person is eligible for bonus because he is only meeting the criteria. That's his sale is greater than 2000, right? And his leave is less than 10. So only this Dorsey is eligible for bonus, rest no other person is eligible for bonus. So this is what we can get if we combine this two functions, that's namely if function and and functions. Basically we can use the combination of these two if we have more than one logic, because in simple if we can't use more than one logic. Hope it must be clear to you. If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel so that I can keep making more video on Excel for you. Thank you.